think the sketchy website I bought this turtle.
Can you hear me? Ooh, I got some reverb back through your headset.
Yeah, I think we're good.
Okay, yeah, I don't hear it anymore. I just heard it right my ass. If you can hear me.
Yeah. All right, we should be live. Yeah. All right, we're live now. So we'll give people a few minutes to come on in here.
Ooh, you've got an ad.
Yeah, so I guess that's where I hit affiliate now.
It's where you have affiliate. Yeah.
Huh. Pretty cool.
How many followers is it? I see 50
Cool,
followers. Okay,
50.
I can see that.
Yeah.
I can hit that notification bell.
Just smash that sub button, please. Give us a big thumbs up and a follow. So how'd last night go? What? I know you missed DraftKings, but it was barely. What did you end up with?
Well, I mean, it was barely until the overtime.
Yeah, overtime.
Then we kind of slid down. Then we kind of slid down a little bit. The problem last night was that everyone besides Beal and Booker did not really. I mean, there was a lot of chalk. Didn't perform the greatest. Sterling Brown was the only thing that really did well, and he didn't. He did good, but he didn't go crazy. He was enough for GPP last night because it was just a low-scoring night overall for a 10-gamer. But there was, it was a weird night. Like, I mean, you had Patrick Williams scoring low, Denzel Valentine scoring low, like in a really good matchup.
Competitive game too, super competitive.
It was weird because like Zach LaVine was the only one that quote unquote popped off, but he only still got like 44 points. So it was just enough to be like, okay, he did fine. I mean, it was him and Beal that got points, and then like just no one else. Everyone really just kind of had like 15 to 20 fantasy points, and it wasn't like anything. It was weird. Yeah, it was weird. Yeah, some people stuck with the original last night. I loved Middleton. Like, I mean, I put him as my top small forward, but to begin with, and then I moved stuff around for obvious reasons to put Patrick Williams there. But I loved Middleton last night. I wanted him everywhere. Luckily, our pivot on FanDuel, Malik Beasley, also went crazy, so it was good. We cashed FanDuel. If Giannis has a little bit better of a night, like if he has his 60-point night, then we do a lot better on there. But that's all good.
Yeah, that was weird.
Can't complain. Can't complain on a cash. Not going to complain about that.
Sure. All right, we got some viewers.
While we're talking about that, let me just put. I haven't shared records in a while. I'm just updating.
Did you play? Did you play Kuzma?
No, I did not play Kuzma.
Gotcha.
He got 30.
Yeah, I wasn't.
Surprised. News announced that he was coming off the bench, and I was like, okay, people are gonna have to switch off because like I was looking at a lot of people's lineups. I was like, they have Kuzma, and people just stuck with it. I'm surprised. I mean, they got bailed out by him getting 30 off the bench. Obviously, that can happen. Kyle Kuzma can score and do stuff, so it can definitely happen. But they kind of got bailed out by it. So Kyle Kuzma was not a play yesterday, especially when he was coming off the bench. I guess at that point you didn't have much to pivot to, so it's fine. But just going in there with an unknown of that, we've seen Markieff Morris start. I didn't like thinking like trying to go down that route, and I didn't. For better or worse, obviously it was fine on FanDuel. Maybe it would have helped us on DraftKings. I don't really know. Obviously, he was a better play than Patrick Williams, and I had the $100 to get there. But
oh yeah,
was right. But I was never going to do that. So
he said Cousins didn't play the fourth quarter, which that was such a weird game, dude. Like the fucking Rockets game.
Very weird, very weird. You had Oladipo get almost 20 in the first quarter, and I was like, crap. We don't have him on DraftKings. He was only like 27%, so nothing that's going to kill us in cash. But I was like, crap. And then he slowed way down and ended up just getting 40, and like he was fine. He didn't hurt anybody. If you had him, good. If you didn't, fine. Like fine. I mean, the thing was that like Rozier foul trouble definitely hurt DraftKings. We probably lost an 8 points or so in the minutes that he would have gotten. He hit a 3, getting an assist, getting a rebound. We probably lost that. So probably like 6.5, 7 points we lost, which could have definitely helped put him over. He almost got value still, but him losing run in the first half really hurt. he still played well overall. Like he had a really good second half, so not complaining. Like I think he had like 11 going into halftime, ended up with 27. So I mean, if he gets 16 both halves, I'm pretty happy with 32. So we were at 5, 6, 7 points off of what I was expecting. But I'm gonna go to Rozier every time in that spot, and also that kind of bailed out the LaMelo Ball people that paid up. LaMelo Ball didn't go crazy either. I think he got like 44. I mean, he's 8,300 on DraftKings, so he got like 40 on FanDuel because he had a lot of turnovers. So obviously that pushes him down. But he got value on both sites. He was a good play. I just don't like paying that much for him when I have Rozier, 2K cheaper. I'll just take Rozier. I'll take Devontae Graham in the same situation.
For sure.
If anyone's 2K cheaper than someone else playing the same kind of role, and I think of them as LaMelo Ball's obviously a better player, but in this offense, I think of them as equals. They're both handling the ball the same amount. Like I've watched some of the games. They kind of take turns bringing the ball up the court, so that doesn't bother me at all. LaMelo obviously has higher upside, but let's talk about the slate. Let's go into Brooklyn and Detroit here.
All right, let's do it. We've got the Nets taking on the Pistons, and Nets are 6.5-point favorites. The over/under is tied, almost the highest total on the slate at 229.5. What do you like from this game?
Well, yeah, I mean, the first thing we got to talk about is Kevin Durant's gone so the whole week. I think he's back Friday.
Yeah, I think he's back Friday.
Yeah, Friday. And that means he's eligible to return. That doesn't mean he's going to return because he can't practice this week. He can't do regular conditioning, and like with the team, they may have home workouts and stuff for him to do. I'm sure they do. He has a mansion probably somewhere or a good place that he can go to get a workout in. So, I expect him to probably be back Friday. I don't know if he'll play full minutes Friday. The next game he'll play full minutes. I'd just be careful on Friday if he's back. So obviously we have James Harden and Kyrie Irving in a good matchup. But I don't know if I want to pay for one or the other. Let's take it back to the beginning of the year when we have Kyrie and KD, and one of them's out. We want to play the other one. When they were both playing, we're like, okay, they're fine in place. If I get there, it's okay, but I'm not like forcing myself. This is the same scenario. Like, I'd rather go to their front court. I'd rather go to the Jeff Green. I'd rather go to the DeAndre Jordan. I'd rather go the Timothy Luau Cabarrot kind of route if I'm going to get to these people. Joe Harris is priced up too much. So Jeff Green at 5,300 isn't bad if he starts. I just don't know if he's going to start. I don't know if they're going to throw TLC out there. I don't know. They've been toying with these people. The good thing is this is the first game on the slate. That's the really good thing about this. But the person that I like the most from this game is Jeremy Grant. He is 7K. I'm sure he's cheap on FanDuel as well. I talked about this the last time that Jeremy Grant was on the main slate. I was like, he's gonna get an easier matchup and he's gonna be cheaper. And I bet we could find this exact same clip that I'm about to say on the old podcast. Draftkings and Fanduel are going to keep the price down, and he's going to be chalk. I've literally said this. I expect him to be chalk. I don't know if he is or not, but he's 7,800 on FanDuel. I still don't mind it. FanDuel did right and priced him up. They're like, hey, he has a better matchup. He has the best matchup in the league without KD. DraftKings just said, screw it, we're going to keep him where he's at. 7K on DraftKings is too cheap. Let's see if any. I don't have any kind of ownership yet.
I've got some ownership.
Yeah,
what are you looking for?
He's a really good play. What'd you say?
Who are you looking for? I've got ownership.
Jeremy Grant.
On FanDuel or DraftKings?
Both.
Okay, Jeremy Grant is getting 9 to 12 on FanDuel and
okay, that makes sense.
7 to
20 on DraftKings. Wow. Okay. I expect him to rise throughout the day. If he's low owned, fine. I don't care. I love Jeremy Grant. Best play of this game right here. Also, we need to watch out. DeLon Wright is questionable, and that opens up a lot. He's doing a lot for this team. He's scoring. He's assisting. He's rebounding. It may not be every single night he's doing he's doing those things. Some nights he's assisting and rebounding. Some nights he's scoring. Sometimes he's doing all three. He's been close to triple doubles. He's doing a lot. If he's out, that opens up a ton for this team. I don't know who. I think Josh Jackson has to start. 5,700 is pretty steep. I don't. Let's see. Let me see some prices on FanDuel, just so I can compare. Blake Griffin's 5,300.
Dusty.
Wait, how much is Josh Jackson? Okay, 55. I couldn't find him. I will say. if DeLon Wright is out, I see a realm of playing Blake Griffin. This is the best matchup for him. Period. You've seen him have good games. All he's got to do is shoot well. It just could be a game that he gets some threes to fall. He gets some short range jump shots. He's obviously not going to the basket as much anymore. He's just, he's 5K flat on DraftKings, and with no DeLon Wright, I don't know who they're putting out there at point guard. I don't know. I don't think unless Dennis Smith Jr. is available tonight. His question while going through the league's health and safety protocol, Smith reported G League before trade, so he could quickly be cleared. Okay.
I don't know
So
if
if
he plays
DeLon Wright
tonight.
is out, let's talk about this for just a quick second. If DeLon Wright is out, I don't know. I don't know how they don't just start Dennis Smith Jr. Okay. I don't know who else they put at point guard. They don't have another point guard. Are they going to run like Fee at point guard, Josh Jackson at point guard? None of these. I guess they could play Rodney McGruder at point guard.
Yeah. You think
that's the
Wayne
only,
Ellington's gonna play?
Who?
Wayne Ellington.
I think I saw he was doubtful at one point. Okay, he's still questionable. Yeah, I see him questionable. I don't think he would start at point guard. That's not what he does at all. He's a spot up shooter.
Yeah,
he's not a ball handler. So I think if Wayne Ellington's in, he still starts at the 2. If DeLon Wright is out, it's going to be McGruder, Dennis Smith Jr., or Fee possibly at point guard. Maybe Josh Jackson because he's had some ball handling duties. I will say if Josh Jackson starts at point guard, I love him even at his elevated price tag. This dude can do everything when given the opportunity, and this is the perfect matchup for him.
Fee got 38 minutes last game against the Lakers.
I know.
That's crazy.
I know.
It could be him.
And scored 49.
Yeah.
He's a huge upside person. He just fouls. He can get in foul trouble so easily. He can definitely do it. He's a really good play if no DeLon Wright. I mind DeLon Wright if he starts. I don't mind that either. If Dennis Smith Jr. isn't available and DeLon Wright starts, I love DeLon Wright. He's a fine price tag. He's 6K. If no Dennis Smith Jr., who is his backup point guard? There's no reason that he's not going to see 35 minutes. So I don't mind Dennis Smith Jr. I don't usually like playing Detroit people because they play a lot of people, but this is the best matchup for them. It's the Atlanta Hawks. I played DeLon Wright when he played at the Atlanta Hawks. There's games where I don't mind getting to these teams that play a lot of people. This would be the same thing with Memphis. If they have the right price tags, I don't mind getting to them. And then getting to Dennis Smith Jr. Getting to DeLon Wright if he plays. Getting to Jeremy Grant. Jeremy Grant is going to play 35 minutes anyway. I'm not worried about his minutes at all. So getting to Jeremy Grant, getting to DeLon Wright, I don't mind doing that. The Brooklyn side, I'm kind of just whatever. If I get a piece of it, I get a piece of it. I'm not that worried about it. I'm not paying 10-9 for Harden. 9-3 for Irving is fair, but I don't know. DeAndre Jordan, if he starts at 4,600, is not bad. I just don't know how many minutes he's going to play. If that's your last piece, go for it. Bruce Brown, if he starts, is fine. Any of these 3K people, if they start, are fine. TLC at 4,200, if he starts, fine, but I'm not going to clamor to get there. So it's really just, if I get the piece of Brooklyn, I do. If not, I don't care.
Yeah, I like it. I don't really see much that stands out. I think Harden will be a little bit more popular on FanDuel.
He may, just because that's a shooting card. So
yeah. Nothing really else is standing out too much. Blake Griffin's 5,300 on there. It's meh.
5K on DraftKings, and I've said this every time he's on the slate. I'm like, once he gets to this lower 5K, we're gonna have to start having a conversation of okay, do we play Blake Griffin in this matchup? Do we do it here? It's a legit conversation to have tonight about a 5K versus or $5,300 Blake Griffin against Brooklyn without KD. There's who's if we think about just Blake Griffin as who's still going to guard him from that backcourt, or that front court. DeAndre Jordan's obviously going to be at the rim, but Blake Griffin's not going to the rim. I don't expect TLC and Jeff Green to be following him in the 3-point line. TLC maybe, but TLC's probably going to be on Jeremy Grant more. If Jeff Green starts, Jeff Green's going to be in the middle, worried about Blake Griffin. Then it's an interesting thing, and I expect Blake Griffin to get more ownership today than we've seen him get ownership. He's getting down there too cheap. And we've seen him have a 38-point game twice this season, and that's a good upside for a 5K price tag. A 6K price tag, it's not a good upside, but now he's down at 5K flat. Like, that's a pretty good upside. So
That's not
I don't
bad.
know. He's an interesting play, but we can
Yeah.
move on.
Yeah, I don't mind Joe Harris. He's small forward. He's 5,100. Yeah, that's about where he should be.
5,100. Yeah, 5,100 on FanDuel. That's a really good play. I like that play. That's
and
my
then
favorite play from Brooklyn
Josh
on
Jackson
FanDuel.
is 5,500. I am out shooting guard there. So we can move on.
You said Josh Jackson's 5,500?
Yeah.
If he starts at point guard, and if he starts, I don't mind him at 5,500. He's 5,700 on DraftKings. I don't mind that either.
Think he
If
starts.
DeLon Wright is out, I don't know how I don't play Josh Jackson if he starts. I have no idea how you don't do it.
Makes sense if he starts, for sure.
Yep, and we'll know this is the first game, so we'll know. We can move on.
All right, we got the Rockets taking on the Pelicans. The Pelicans are favored 6 points. Over under is 226.5. We do have John Wall back, and Oladipo is out.
Yeah. I mean, John Wall's a pretty good play. I expect him to see 30 to 32 minutes.
Yeah, I like
think
both sides.
he's fine at 7,300. What is he on FanDuel? 77. A little bit more on DraftKings, but he's fine on both sites. DeMarcus Cousins didn't play the fourth quarter, yesterday, so that helps. They were obviously blown out. I don't mind him at 7,400. Is he still cheap on FanDuel?
He's
6K flat. Just play him again. He's a little bit more of a discussion to have on DraftKings because he's 7,400. On Wall's there. Eric Gordon is apparently back.
Yeah,
so
he is.
There's a little bit less usage for him tonight. And yesterday I was at 7,100. I was like, okay, just Cousins is like an okay play, and then we got all this news. So tonight we know we have Oladipo out, but all these other people are healthy and playing. I think the biggest injury news for this is Josh Hart being questionable. I think that opens up some minutes for like JJ Redick, who's been back in the rotation. He's 3,100. You could even see. Wait, did it just say he hasn't played? He's not playing either Pelicans the last 2 games. Well, that's 131. Okay, he's been playing here recently. Okay, just like 15 minutes, stuff like that. There, if Josh Hart sits, you could potentially see. No, he's not even in the. He's not in the starting lineup anymore. That was when Lonzo's out. I think if Josh Hart sits, you're just going to see some more minutes open up for JJ Redick. That's the biggest thing. I don't think JJ Redick's a cash game play, but it's just for GPPs. If you could take some shots out of him, he's 3,100. Ingram, Zion are kind of more expensive than I want to pay for him. Lonzo's more expensive than I want to pay for him. Same with Bledsoe. Same with Adams on DraftKings. So it's really just Wall and JJ Redick and GPPs on DraftKings. Obviously Cousins, and then on FanDuel it's Cousins and Wall.
Yeah, I really like Wall on both sides, for sure. I don't hate Eric Gordon, too. He's going to get a lot of usage. He's 5,900 on FanDuel. Don't hate it.
Yeah, I don't mind that. He's probably going to start.
Yeah. I think Brandon Ingram's a little bit too priced up for me. I think I'd rather get to Zion at discount.
He's way too priced up. I don't want Zion or Brandon Ingram on either site.
Yeah.
They're priced above what I want to pay for them.
Yeah, that's all I have here, so we can move on.
Let's do it.
All right, next up we've got the Knicks taking on the Heat. The Heat are 6-point favorites. The over-under is the lowest on the slate at 209.
Yeah, didn't we just see this game? I think Randall and Bam just went off on each other. So Bam's price tag is falling. Julius Randle's is settled in this 91, 92 area. Julius Randle's a good play as long as he's not above 95. So Julius Randle I never mind. Butler 8,300 I don't mind. He's just getting over 40 a game, and they're not really changing his price tag. I don't really want RJ Barrett is 6K. You can take some GPP shots on him. He had a really rough game last time and got benched. But this is still a kid that their future is part of. So I don't mind RJ Barrett. I'm actually surprised that he got benched because that's the first time it's happened all year. But GPP shots on RJ Barrett's fine. Okay, Goran Dragic's out. If Kendrick Nunn starts again, 5,600 is still a fair price for him. I played him last slate at 5,800. Only played 31 minutes. Did he have foul? I'm just making sure he didn't have foul trouble or anything like that. No, he didn't. Just with Goran Dragic out, it's interesting. Derrick Rose, I doubt is going to be available tonight for the Knicks. Yeah, he's unlikely to be available.
Yeah.
So I don't even know where he fits in. Really, there's so many guards here. I don't know
I'll tell you
how
exactly where he
even
fits in. I'll tell you exactly. I think that this knocks Peyton out of the rotation. I think that for the most part, and I think this really hurts quickly this edition because you know that I mean Thibs loves Rose, man. That's why he brought him back. He's getting the band back
Yeah,
together. There's just too many guards, man. Like Bullock's
too many guards.
gonna lose minutes. Peyton is gonna be phased out. I don't know. I mean, I even think this takes away a little bit from RJ Barrett.
I don't even know why they don't start quickly at the 1 or 2 already. Like,
Dude,
I don't.
yeah,
I mean, I understand.
develop
Bullock
him.
plays a lot of defense.
Yeah,
Bullock
yeah,
plays a
he
lot of
does.
defense, and he's a cheap. He's like, he knows how to not foul and play defense. So I understand why he's out there. But I mean, I just feel like the team would be better with quickly at point guard or shooting guard. I think him and Peyton playing alongside each other would be very good too. So I don't understand, but
I would rather
speaking on
them
Peyton,
start quickly at 1 and Rose at the 2, and then Barrett,
I
Randall,
don't.
Robinson.
Yeah, I mean, I think Rose would be the starting point if he ends up starting. But I don't know. Like, if I was this team, I'd be playing. A starting 5 would be Peyton, quickly, Burks, Randall, and Robinson. I think that gives you a lot of scoring upside. With like Burks decently plays defense. Quickly is the only rookie get him minutes. Peyton's just an overall good point guard for the most part. So obviously he's gonna have bad games, but I think Elfrid Payton gets a bad rap, even though he's not good at defense. But
No.
4,800 for Peyton's not bad on DraftKings. But really, this game is kind of it's a slower paced game. I don't want much of it. So
Looks like everyone's pretty priced up too. Jimmy Buckets is 8,700 on FanDuel. Yeah, Robinson's not bad. How did Robinson play last game? Let's see. We just saw this game.
it's really just Julius Randle
Yeah.
for me, and then Jimmy on DraftKings. The rest of this game I don't want for cash.
Yeah, I don't mind none. He's a point guard.
No, I don't mind. If none starts, I don't mind him for sure.
Okay, cool. We can move on. I don't really have anything else.
He started last game. I expect him to start again.
Yeah. All right, next game we got the run back from last night or the night before. The Warriors taking on the Spurs. Warriors are favored by a point. Over under is 230.
Yeah, it was. Pretty sure it was last night. Yeah, it's a back to back. You know, same place, same.
It was a good
teams.
game.
Yeah, it was. Like I said yesterday, I was like, you could pay 10-3 for Curry. He got you 54 points. Again, you could pay it today, but him and DeRozan, they're just too priced up for what I really like them. I don't understand Draymond Green, how he can't get a triple double yesterday. It's just funny. I can't pay $7K for Draymond Green. I can't. Well, I mean 6,900, but rounding up here, just can't do it. DeJounte Murray played like an animal yesterday. 8 steals. I don't think he's gonna replicate that. But I would usually say you could play DeJounte Murray because his price has come down 300. But remember, this is a back-to-back. This is a person they've been very cautious with minutes through his whole career, and he played 36 last night. I expect him to play lower 30s, if that, tonight. So just be careful with DeJounte Murray. He may get some ownership. I mean, it's a really good matchup for him. You're obviously not going to get 16 points worth of steals from him every single game. So that puts him at 46 without those. He's still got a double-double, still did good. I still expect him to have a steal or 2 each game. More often than not, at least. He's obviously can get 0, but I would be cautious with him. We've seen him on back-to-backs not get less minutes than before. I don't want to chase a blowout game from him. Just be careful.
Yeah, I think he's going to have inflated ownership.
And Derek White is out tonight, so that's something to talk about. He's fine. I'm just not clamoring to get him. If he's your last piece, fine. I'm not paying these prices on the rest of these people. Derek White is out. That opens some minutes for Patty Mills. He's already priced up on DraftKings at 4,400, so I don't really want to go there. On FanDuel, I think he's cheaper.
38.
I think he's 38. So you could definitely play Patty Mills as a value play if they don't really get a lot on FanDuel. 3,800 is a really fair price tag for him and a good matchup that I expect him to see the minutes that he got last night with a little bit more usage. He may even slot into he's not going to slot in the starting role, sorry. Lonnie Walker's back tonight. He was out last night. So Lonnie Walker at 3,600 on DraftKings you can play. I'm not excited about that, but you can definitely play him.
Yeah, he's min price on FanDuel.
Yeah, you can play him on both sides. If he's what you need for value, it's fine. I'd rather have Patty Mills on FanDuel because she's just $300 more, different position, but 3,800 is pretty good for Patty Mills. But that's really all for this game.
Yeah, I'm just looking through some
Sorry.
FanDuel pricing. Yeah. Curry's getting like 20%, so he'll be like between 30 to 40% in probably cash games. I don't hate it. In this
I
spot.
don't hate it.
You want to talk about Oubre? I mean, he's a little priced up too. He's 6,700
Yeah.
on FanDuel. What's he on DraftKings?
62.
Yeah,
So I don't
that's
want
not
to pay
bad.
it. I mean,
Yeah.
he got 35 yesterday. Like I don't. He shot really well. I'm not paying that.
Yeah, I don't hate the cheapies there. Probably my favorite play would be Patty Mills. I think he picks up
Cool.
some usage. So let's see. Do you have any interest in Jakob Poeltl?
No, not at 6K. DraftKings.
Gotcha.
And then you're playing Cousins on FanDuel. I don't want to sacrifice Cousins for Poeltl.
Yep. I get it. All right, let's move on, man. We've got 3 more games left. We've got the Celtics taking on the Jazz. Jazz are 6-point favorites. Over-under is 220.
Celtics Jazz. All right, yeah. Still
Okay.
Conley out, so I don't mind getting to Donovan Mitchell here again. He did really well last game. That was the slate that it was a Sunday slate, and I was like, look, there's a ton of good plays on this slate. I was like, we have everyone priced down. Donovan Mitchell was 7,900, but without Conley. Like there were so many. He wasn't even that owned on DraftKings because you had Brogdon at 7,300 that slate. You had Booker at 7,400 in a competitive game against Boston. There were so many like good plays to go alongside of Mitchell. You had Kawhi without Paul George. You had all this stuff, and it was a crazy slate. You had Sabonis at 8,300 still. It was wild. Donovan Mitchell played really well, and I always like him without Conley because his assist side goes up. His assists go way up. I think he gains like 4 assists with Conley off the court. So that's huge for a guy like him. His scoring upside obviously probably goes up a tad, but Conley's not a high scoring guard. 8,100 I think is a fair price for him. I think this is a good matchup. Jaylen Brown is questionable. I expect him to play. If he doesn't play, I like him. I like this matchup even more because I think it can more easily stay competitive. Rudy Gobert at 7,200 is a fair price, but as long like what I said a couple podcasts ago, as long as Favors is healthy, it's harder for me to get to Gobert because they're giving Favors close to 20 minutes a game, which limits Gobert's upside because they're not playing them together. I think it's a fair price for Gobert though. You can play him. He's gonna probably pay off that price tag in the minutes that he plays. It's just tough, especially like having Cousins on the slate. It's hard to pivot from Cousins to Gobert. I think it's a good GBP play, but overall, it's really just Donovan Mitchell from this game. The rest that I'm looking at, everything seems priced up more than I want to pay for it. Like normally here recently, I'd be like, okay, Tristan Thompson could be fine at 4,400. I don't want to pay 4,400 for him going up against Gobert. So really, it's just Donovan Mitchell from me for this game on DraftKings.
Yeah, I like that. I actually just hammered Donovan Mitchell's assist prop. It's over 5.5. So
yeah, that's really good.
I just hammered that.
It's way too low.
Yeah.
You could hit that up to like 7.5. So
Yeah,
that's probably pushing it. 6.5 for sure, but I think he gets 7 or 8.
Yeah, I mean he's getting. I'm looking here. He had 3-1, and this 3-1 was Conley on the court, then 5-5 and 11. So yeah, I'll take my chances.
Conley's only been off the court 1 game, and he got hurt in 1 game. So the last 2 games are your sample size for this year. But he's obviously last year. You could look. I think I read something. He gains like 3.5 to 4 assists with Conley off.
Yeah, I'll take my chances
with
a whole
5 game
and 11
per 36.
Assists.
So
for sure. FanDuel is Kimba. Kimba is playing. Yeah, he's still 5,700 on FanDuel. I don't hate that. Let's see. Mitchell's 8K. Tatum's really
Clarkson is
priced up.
5K.
Yeah, Clarkson's 5K. Ingles will probably
Clarkson.
get another start, right?
Yeah, Ingles is 4,500. He's a good play too. You're playing both those in cash.
Yep, I like both of those. All right.
You're just playing both those. If you don't, you're doing it wrong. That's way too cheap. Jordan Clarkson's $1,000 more on DraftKings, and Joe Ingles is $1,300 more on DraftKings. You're playing both of those on FanDuel and cash. And if you don't, you're literally doing it wrong. Cash. A lot of people, ask for pivots sometimes from the cash lineup and stuff like that, which is fine, but that's not what cash is for. Cash is building the best players. Period. There's no pivots to a best player. There's pivots in GPP. In cash, there's no pivots. There's no pivot to Jordan Clarkson at 5K without Conley. There's no pivot to Joe Ingles at 4,500 without Conley. There's no pivot for that. That's it. That is cash. There's no pivot to DeMarcus Cousins at 6K. There's not. So those right there, your building blocks for FanDuel. If you're listening to this and you don't pay for stuff, congratulations. You know 3 chalk ass pieces. You don't have to pay for shit. Those are going to be chalk. I don't have ownership. I don't care. That's literally going to be chalk. So, and if it's not, fucking bravo, and put those in your lineup and keep going.
Yeah, cool. All right, we can move on. We've got the Magic taking on the Blazers. Blazers are 6-point favorites. Yeah, it is. And the over/under is 220. What you got from this game?
So let me make sure, because there could be one pivot on FanDuel. Okay, this is a discussion you can have on FanDuel because I did this the other day. Vucevic obviously was involved in the blowout, which hurt, but you can make the argument on FanDuel to play Vucevic over Cousins. Those are your 2 centers on FanDuel. That's it. There's nothing else. Vucevic, because Kanter does not play defense. We have targeted Kanter every time he started. Well, not we, but I'm saying I target him all the time with good centers when Kanter's the starting center. He doesn't play defense. He's a good offensive center, so he keeps the game higher paced, but he's not a good defensive center. He is not. There's not many centers in the league that can guard Vucevic, period, and Kanter definitely is not one of them. Vucevic does not have Evan Fournier. He doesn't have Aaron Gordon. This is a fantastic matchup for Vucevic. Fantastic. So I think you can make that argument of getting Vucevic over Cousins on FanDuel. It's not going to be a popular one. Cousins is going to be the chalk center. He's going to be 90% again. You can make the argument to get Vucevic over Cousins. On DraftKings, you are playing Vucevic. 8,900 is too cheap for this matchup, for the opportunity. This is a dude that is so good. How much is Cole Anthony on FanDuel?
5,400.
5,400. Too cheap. Play him.
Yeah.
Another good cash game
Dude, you
play.
have Aaron Gordon now and Fournier out. Like, there's just so much usage that's going to be spread. I love Cole Anthony.
Who is guarding Cole Anthony on this team? Like, as much as I love Dame, he's not a defensive point guard. I don't mind paying almost 6K for Cole Anthony on DraftKings. This is such a good matchup. Portland does not play defense. I don't care about Robert Covington. He's not guarding either one of these people I'm talking about anyway.
Nope.
So, and Covington's defensive efficiency has been down this year. So I don't really care. Derrick Jones Jr. is their best defender. Oh, wait, he's out. So it's just, at least I think he's still out. Let me see.
He's not out.
He's not out. Okay, he's back. Regardless, he's not guarding either one of these people anyway.
He's not even starting.
So both of those are good of plays. Cole Anthony more on FanDuel, Vucevic more on DraftKings. And Vucevic would be a better play on FanDuel if Cousins was not a thing. But because Cousins is a thing, I think Vucevic is a little bit better on DraftKings. Questionable on FanDuel. Lillard at 10K on DraftKings. I'm not really there. He looks a lot better on FanDuel at 9,800. He's cheaper. That's awesome. Love him below 10K.
Great.
Enes Kanter at 7,500, fine. But the rest, remember, all these Portland people are kind of priced up that like how Lillard is out. He's not out. So anything else from Portland, I don't think you can get to.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's talk about the Magic side of things really quick. They've got Cole Anthony, Bacon, Ennis, Clark, and Vooch starting. Do you like Ennis is catching some ownership? What do you think about him?
He's 3,700 on DraftKings. He played 29 minutes against Chicago, which was good. And this was a blowout. I literally said that eventually this dude's going to start getting minutes, and he's going to produce better. He didn't produce better, but he shot 1 of 6. I think he can shoot a couple more times in this game. If he's your value piece that you need on DraftKings, fine. But I'm hoping we get better ones. Like, I'm hoping that potentially we get Pistons value. I'd rather play TLC at 4,200 than James Ennis. So it's a $500 difference on DraftKings. I'd rather play that as long as TLC starts, and we obviously will know that before this game. So it's an easy thing to move around. I'd rather play Bruce Brown if he starts at 3,800. But if James Ennis is your last piece, I don't mind it. The thing is that I expect Covington and Derek Jones Jr. to start. I think that's more of what he's going to be going up against, and I respect both of those defenses. So I think they're going. I think you're going to see a lot of Vucevic and Cole Anthony scoring upside tonight. Those are the people that are going to have to carry this team. You're going to see James Ennis hit a corner three. You're going to see Dwayne Bacon hit a corner three. You're going to see that happen. But don't be like, oh, they just hit a three. I'm fucked. That's no. You're going to see those things happen. You're going to see James Ennis get rebounds and stuff like that. But 3,700, if he was like 3,300 or something like that, we have a conversation. He has to get 20 here for me to really be happy. At 3,300, he needs like 16, 17 for me to be pretty happy. So I'm kind of like meh on him.
I got one person that I'd like to talk about. Let's talk about Terrence Ross.
Yeah.
He's not catching a whole lot. A little bit, but he's 4,500 shooting guard.
Yep.
I mean, he's still going to be coming off the bench probably. So, I mean, that whole second unit's his.
He's played like trash here recently, and again, he does this. This is early in the season. Terrence Ross was going crazy, and people kept playing him at chalk at like $5,600 coming off the bench. Him getting his 30 minutes, and he was shooting lights out. And I was getting pissed off because I was like, "This is not who Terrence Ross is. He's gonna come back down to earth. He is back down to earth, but he's also gonna get too cheap at some point, and it's gonna be a good play. I don't mind playing Terrence Ross in the 4Ks, especially with all the potential usage in this team. On 5K on DraftKings, it's kind of like a nah, maybe, I don't really know kind of play. FanDuel really good at 4,500. I think the only thing is I'm guessing he is a shooting guard. Yeah.
He is.
So if you're wanting to play Donovan Mitchell, you can't with Jordan Clarkson and Terrence Ross. But I don't mind playing both of those as well. I don't like so. We'll see. The thing is, let's see, all small forwards. So Jeremy Grant, because you got to pay up somewhere. Julius Randle. See, the thing is, I have Cole Anthony, Clarkson, Ingles, and Cousins all plugged in. I have 78.20 per left already. If I plug in Terrence Ross as well with all that, I have 86.50 per position, and I don't want to pay for Tatum at 9,700. Julius Randle's fine. You could play him and Bam again against each other. And you could play like Lillard, and you have 7K left at a small forward. And I don't like doing that. I'd rather play Jeremy Grant, come down maybe from Bam. Play Draymond Green, fuck that. But I'm just saying, like, you kind of like have to start looking for studs that you may want to play. So I don't know if Terrence Ross is going to be cash game for me.
Yeah, he's
just because Clarkson is right there. If Clarkson was 6K, I think you actually can have a discussion about Terrence Ross versus Jordan Clarkson because they're both coming off the bench. Both have a ton of usage that's left available, and one's $1,500 less. So I think that would be a discussion. With Clarkson right there at 5K, I don't think you need to play both punt shooting guards when you can just play Clarkson and like Donovan Mitchell or Clarkson and James Harden or whatever.
Yeah. Feel that. All right, I think we can move on, man. We've got one more. We got the 76ers taking on the Kings. 76ers are 5-point favorites. The over/under is 230.5. That is the highest in the slate.
Yeah. Joel Embiid's always a good play. I'm not going to talk much about him. You can always play him if you want to. He's just a center. There's obviously a lot of good centers on today's slate. I've talked about Vooch. I've talked about Cousins. I've talked a little bit about Gobert. So all these are good centers. Fox at 8,800 on DraftKings is like just silly. I'm not paying that. This is a dude that obviously has upside, but obviously has downside too. So I'm not touching him. Really, Bagley at 4,900. You could get to. His minutes are down though. This is a tough matchup for him. Him scoring anywhere near the basket's gonna be tough.
Yeah, I don't like attacking Philly. I like playing the Philly guys, but not attacking them.
Yeah. This whole matchup's the matchup's fine. Philly's been an okay defensive team this year. But Sacramento, all the pieces are priced in DraftKings. Same thing with Philly. So I don't know how I get to any of this game.
Yeah. Trying to see if anything's sticking out ownership wise. Seth Curry at 4,100 is a little too cheap there. Yeah.
He just hasn't.
I know.
Since coming back from
I know.
COVID, he had a good game against Brooklyn, but he's been really bad.
Yep. I don't like anybody else. No one.
Yeah, I don't see how you play anyone even on FanDuel. Like I don't know how you play any of these people.
Yeah, I don't know.
Um,
Even
I
Halliburton's
think
priced up 6,400. That is crazy.
yeah, I think you can take GPP shots on Marvin Bagley, just because we know his upside. He's below 5K now. But I'm not paying 10K or 10.6 for Embiid. I would. This is a really good matchup for him, but there's other centers, obviously. Ben Simmons 9,100, no. De'Aaron Fox 8,600, no. Tobias Harris 8,200 with everyone healthy, no. Harrison Barnes at 6,900, hell no. Rashawn Holmes 6,400 against Embiid, no. Halliburton, no. Buddy Hield, I think I guess
Sucks.
you can too. Um, you're it's a risk and it's a shooting guard. There's
And he
better
sucks.
ones. Yeah, I think
That's
Hield
the
sucks,
biggest
but
point. He sucks.
yeah. So yeah, I don't know how you're getting into this game because of the prices.
I don't mind Danny Green GPP play. This is one of the games where he could get hot from behind the arc. He's 3,700. He's not gonna kill you.
Yeah, that's fine. No.
But yeah, I don't really like anything else. That's pretty much all we've got here.
Yep.
So yeah, you want to wrap it up for us? Anything else you wanna
Top
point
play
out?
of the slate on DraftKings is Jeremy Grant.
Yeah, probably both. Honestly.
Potentially. I think the top play of the slate on FanDuel is Clarkson / Ingles.
Yeah.
Like potential points per dollar. I think those two have the highest at their price tags.
So my flag plant is gonna be shit, where'd he go? They just changed it. DeJounte Murray. I think he is.
Yeah.
Hang on one second. Let me look him up. He's 6,800 on
DeJounte?
FanDuel. That is.
Yeah, his price came down 300 on both sites.
Yeah, I just think, man. We don't expect the fucking 8 steal game, but he's gonna have between 1 to 3. If I had to guess, but he's gonna have a lot of usage. He always has triple double upside, even at a point guard position. It's crazy. So that's my guy for sure. So
yeah, I don't mind him for sure. Just watch his minutes. I expect him to still play 30 to 32 tonight. I just don't expect his 36 again.
Yeah, for sure.
And I don't. If you line up DeJounte Murray for cash games, that's fine.
Yeah, definitely don't hate it. That should be a good game to watch too. So
yeah, it's a fun competitive game. The Warriors are super competitive this year, and they're still dealing with like injuries in their backcourt. So
yeah.
Front court, I mean,
crazy. Now I think they're showing that Draymond still needs to play the 5. I think he needs to play the 5. They're much better with him. I think
James Wiseman is very good. He's just still developing. James Wiseman he shows a lot of promise. He's just a rookie. He's a big rookie. He's still learning, the league, the nuances of being a center in the NBA. James Wiseman has a lot of upside. He's
Didn't
shown
he only play like 1
they
year
just got to keep working with him. What?
I think he only played like 1 year in college.
Oh yeah, because the season got shorted. He was at Dayton.
Ah, okay. But I'm pretty sure I heard that he didn't even play in high school. Did he play basketball in high school? It's just crazy what I heard about him. I can't remember.
I don't know. I'll Google it. Did James
but he's super athletic.
Play in high school?
I'm looking right now. See if he played. Yeah.
Yeah, no, he did.
Yeah, he did. He was a 5-star recruit. So yeah, he is.
Yeah.
Good.
He was teammates with Jordan Bone, who's an NBA player.
Mm-hmm.
He's like a backup point guard for someone. I can't remember what team he's on.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, there's even a video, 100% proof James Wiseman is the #1 player in high school. How good is #1 high school recruit James Wiseman?
Yeah, doesn't surprise me. All right, guys. Well, we are gonna wrap it up here. Thanks for coming. And
he's from Nashville. Huh.
Yeah, I know, it's crazy.
Cool.
So we're going to get out of here. We'll see you guys back tomorrow. And, thanks for coming by. If you don't mind, if you've been watching, you're not a follower, please drop us a follow.
Yeah,
we appreciate that. Yeah, it just helps us to keep doing these free shows for you guys. And, you guys can pretty much make a lineup from, at least on FanDuel, from what we talk about. So, we actually do have one more question. Never mind. It was just General was telling us about Wiseman. So.
Yeah, I saw that.
All right, guys. We're out of here. Appreciate you stopping by.